Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. I hope you're having a great weekend and that you're safe and healthy. Your families also, I hope, is having a great weekend and is safe and healthy. And that needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met this weekend. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are out here risking their lives to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries of food, water, shelter, mail, people for our convenience. Double blessings upon the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover. Teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on the profiteers, and double curses on the perverts that create the demand for these disgusting industries. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless today, many families, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Welcome, Yashamar. Welcome, Omar Wright, and Grill, Fizzy. Welcome, Ron Cohen, Keith Watkins, Tony Tippins, my brother Malik Shabazz, Miss Margaret Edwards, Marshall L., Keith Just Truth, Flizzy Flex, Andre Holmes, Tony Tippins. Who else I'm missing? Jabroni Z, my man, Organic Fanatic, Stephen Kelly, Gregory Smith, Wayne Lewis, Walter White, Senior Beef. What am I missing? Jamal Slater, Jay Sniper, what's up? Hey, how y'all doing? I hope everybody is good. I hope you're enjoying yourself. If you're a Knicks fan, if you've been a Knicks fan for more than 20 years, right? So that goes back into the 90s or even the early 2000s. But if you've gone back and you've been a Knicks fan for a while, you really should be understanding what we're watching right now. You really should be understanding. If y'all remember, maybe 2 months ago, we did a Sunday and somebody said, when do you, Raw Hebrew, think the Knicks can compete for a championship? And I said, now. And they said, you mean this year? And I said, yes, this year. Because as we talked about, as soon as they traded R.J. Barrett, especially R.J. Barrett and Quick, they went from development to win now. Jay Brunson is a win now guy, and now he just needed all win now players around him, and that's what he now has. Tom Thibodeau has his team, what he wanted, a team that's ready to compete, a team that's playoff ready, battle tested, tough, defensive minded. He's got his squad with a bunch of his type of guys on it. He's got his team right now. And so that's why everybody's now waking up and suddenly realizing the Knicks got a team. We've been known they had a team. Okay, we've been known they had a team. But here is now being made manifest to all the latecomers, bandwagon jumpers, right? Everybody jumping on the bandwagon now. Everybody's like, I always knew, you always knew, right? There you go, right? So here we are, though. And at the beginning of the season, if y'all remember, we were talking on this channel about 50 wins and 4 to 6 seed. Remember that? 50 wins and 4 to 6 seed. And possibly better if they went better. I wasn't even, once all the injuries hit, I thought they could still be 4 to 6 seed. I didn't know if they could make 50 wins. Tom Thibodeau has got to be considered for the coach of the year. Diagono down there in Oklahoma City, you got to consider him. And of course, the coach of Minnesota also. But Tom Thibodeau has got to be in that conversation. Everybody, you lose Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle. We know you lose OG for a minute. You even lose Jalen Brunson for a few games. And here they are, knocking on the door of 50 wins. Here they are. Okay, here they are. And brethren, I'm going to tell you something. I watched the game last night. I watched the recording of the game from Friday. Let me tell you something. Mitchell Robinson looking daggone good, man. Mitchell Robinson is looking like Mitchell Robinson. And that's major problems for the league. I mean, JB has established himself as all NBA. I don't think we even need to discuss that. Brunson is all NBA. Okay, I was looking at somebody's three All-NBA teams left. Some of these guys got too big a platform. Somebody giving them too much money to be putting out such garbage that they put out. They was naming players that hardly played, maybe made the 65 games, but really shouldn't have been All-NBA, right? JB needs to be first or second team All-NBA. He deserves that, for real. Okay, and of course, everybody's now on the, well, he should be in the MVP conversation bandwagon. Everybody understands that. The brother's footwork is elite, all-time elite. And what I'm really, OG Anunoby, right? I said, JB's 27. Josh Hart, 29. Dante, I think, is 26, 27, maybe 26, something like that. OG Anunoby is 26. Mitchell Robinson just turned 26. You have Hartenstein that's 25. And we're not even talking about 23-year-old Deuce McBride, 23, Deuce McBride, 23. Yo, it's on. It's on now. See, those of us that's been waiting since I was around rooting for the Knicks, and the last time they won the championship, y'all been waiting a long time. I remember getting people saying, I'm tired of waiting. I've been waiting 50 years. I was like, come on, man. They got to build it right. Well, baby, it's built. It's built. And now the Knicks have now entered the realm of the big dogs. They just new to the party. They new to the party, right? So they just entering the realm. They're in the same conversation as your Denver Nuggets, your Boston Celtics, your Milwaukee Bucks. The Knicks are now in that conversation. Okay? They're in that conversation. That's it. So, what's up? What's up, my man? Nicotine Show. Get my brothers in here. Jay Ellis, how you doing, bro? And look, they're in the conversation now. And it's amazing. I want to first shout out some of y'all. Ann Grill, Guilford McCormick, Chris Hauser, Wallflower. I mean, some of y'all Shamar, some of y'all was on board knowing what we could do before the rest of these clowns. And so I got to give y'all the shout out. Some of y'all wasn't buying into the BSPN. Some of y'all wasn't buying into it. Right? Some of y'all was on board from the beginning, knowing what this squad could do. Okay? And I was telling y'all this before they traded RJ. I was telling you with RJ they could have got here. With RJ. Okay? But when they messed around and got OG, they messed around. And we talked about that last summer. If you remember, I was like, well, they'd have to trade RJ and maybe IQ to get OG. Because my man's going to have to make a move because RG would walk for nothing, if y'all remember. And they went and the Don got that done. Oh, man. Lord. And look, OG is looking like OG. Mitchell Robinson is looking like Mitchell Robinson. Yo, and then I watched the game, right? I watched the game from Friday. I watched it last night. So I'm watching the game. And, and unfortunately, when I recorded the game, it came on the Yes. I shouldn't say unfortunately, because I like the Yes Network. I like my man over there, Iron Eagle. I like the girl there. I forgot her name. Kustak. I like both of them. They know they basketball. They're even good and bad. They're good New York, analysts and stuff. I like them. But I wanted to hear, our guys. But anyway, so I'm listening to them. And the Nets jump out to this big lead, right? And they was like, oh, the Nets are spanking the Knicks. They was going off, And the thing was that it was easy to see. And even Ian didn't mention it. He said, well, they just played last night. No, Kustak messed. She said, they just played last night. They might got to get their legs onto it. And that's exactly what I was like, well, they just played the night before. Okay, they're going to get their legs onto them in the second half, and then, you're going to wake up the sleeping giant. They're going to kick you in your behind, and that's what happened. And wait a minute. We're not done yet. How many of y'all now understand that Mikal Bridges is going to be available? How many of y'all now understand that when I told y'all, and some of y'all talking about, there's no way they would trade him to the Knicks. There's no way. I told y'all. He was going to be available because it's time in Brooklyn for the rebuild. It's time for the rebuild, okay? And Mikal is out there, looking like a sad puppy. No, he want to be over here at MSG. Now, how is that going to happen? Well, Shamar, thanks for the $2. Appreciate it, bro. You're the only one that backed both Tibbs and Don. That's right. I was calling him the Don in his first year because I seen the talent that this little short dude had in that back office. Wait, when you get ready to build a team that's long-term sustainable winner, you need talent. There's no doubt you need talent. But you got to start with the back office. It's got to start in the back office. And that's the same in football, in baseball, and basketball. You want to build a championship team, it starts with a championship level back office. You got to have a back office that understands what they're doing. You can't have Isaiah Thomas running your game and think you're going somewhere. Or Glenn Gunrow. You can't do that. Okay? Or Phil Jackson that's back there sleeping in his rocking chair, dreaming about Jeannie Buss, and he's supposed to be looking at players. You can't have that. Okay? Now, you got some guys with good intention, like Stevie Mills. And as my man Jay Ellis would call him, what you call Ninja P? What you call Steve? What you call Perry? He called him Ninja P. You had, there was good intentions to do it the right way. And what Stevie Mills said, if y'all recall, Stevie Mills said, remember when he took Ninja P, that's right. Stevie Mills, when he had his first press conference as president of basketball operation, he said, one thing he said, which changed everything. He said, I'm not trading no first round picks. That was major. See, that was major because prior to that, Isaiah Thomas, Glenn Gunrow was giving away first round picks like they were Skittles. They were just giving them away for nothing, okay, basically, or for scrubs or behind or past their prime. Steve said, I'm not trading no first. So then Kristaps Porzingis said he wanted to leave, and my man got the gift that's still given to right now from Dallas. He got the gift that keeps on giving from Dallas for KP and cleared the books. That would set the stage for the Don. When the Don came in, I started watching this brother turn has-beens into 2 second-round picks in a weekend. And I said, oh, shoot, we got something here. Everybody was still in the checker mode, and the Don was in chess mode. And the more you seen him in chess mode, you recognize he wasn't even just playing chess. This brother was playing multi-dimensional chess. And some of y'all still didn't catch it. You make a trade. So why we get Bodega and Bum and Burks? I told you it was the $29 million. And that's going to come in handy if Mikal Bridges becomes available. You'll understand that, right? That expiring money. What you got to do, sign Burks to a 1-year deal, exercise the option on Bodega, and you got Mikal. I mean, yo, that's what I'm saying. They're going to take 4 picks, at least 4, maybe 4 picks, 5 picks for Mikal Bridges. But that piece right there, oh, Lord, this is going to be too much, man. So right now, we can consider the Knicks a juggernaut. Can we not? I even heard some announcer call them a juggernaut. I said, they must be listening to our channel. A lot of these cats be listening to my channel, stealing my stuff and then coming online. You know that, right? I ain't got to tell you. They be doing that. And I be like, damn, y'all sad. Y'all can't even come up with your own stuff. You got to steal my stuff to come up. But that's all good. It's all good because there's a lot of more where that came from. It's all good. There's a lot of more where that came from. You understand? So, look here. The Knicks are a juggernaut right now. Knicks are a juggernaut. And look. We just now, I told you, they starting to round into shape right now. And I'm watching the game and I'm looking at Mitchell Robinson and you can see there's a major difference from the first game he came back. Did y'all see that though, for real? Did you see there's a major difference in the first game he came back to this last game? The energy, the attacking the boards, the attacking the rim, the defense is all coming together. Let me tell you something, man. Between him and Hartenstein, and this is the thing, I noticed a new trend in the NBA. Okay, I noticed a new trend. You got the dudes that are like the top 5 players in the league. Your Jokic's, your Giannis's, some people consider your Embiid, your Luka Doncic. those players are going to command major dollars. You know, you're talking about 200 million and up for those type of guys. You're talking about 200 million and up, right? I mean, you're not going to speak less. You know, some people still want Embiid. Embiid's going to cost you 57 million a year. You know, somewhere in that vicinity. Am I right? I mean, Embiid's, he got 50 million plus on his contract. So that's what you're going to pay. Now, what players are understanding, there's two class below those guys. Let's say that top 10 guys, right? Below those guys, there's a bunch of really good players that want to be a part of a championship team. Okay. And so when you get a group like the Knicks have, I think their highest paid player is Jalen Brunson. Maybe Juju, but they both in the $120 million range, which in today, the way the game is played out today, that's cheap contract. Okay. So you're going to have to pay them, but you're not going to have to pay them Joel Embiid money yet. And what it is now I'm talking about Hartenstein right now. So you got an Isaiah Hartenstein. Okay. Now he's not going to get $100 million from anybody. Nobody's going to give him $100 million. Okay. But he got a choice. Somebody can come at him with 80 million. Okay. But let me tell you, the Don, y'all should know by now. The Don ain't overpaying for anybody. You guys understand that, right? You think you're coming at him with that max mess and you a mid-level or even, like I wouldn't consider Hartenstein top 40. He's good enough to help the Knicks win the chip, but let's not get carried away and think he's going to get all this money. I heard this knucklehead Gus Johnson, and this dude was gushing over Clyde's nutsack so heavy. I was like, will you just please analyze the game, sir? Because he was that. Y'all see it? He was tripping. Gus Johnson was acting like, well, they're going to lose Hartenstein. He's going to make himself a whole lot of money. I said, man, you need to shut the hell up. Hartenstein's got a choice. He could take this 60 million and he could go on the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe the Finals. Okay? Yeah, man. Dude had Clyde's nutsack wet. I was like, what the heck? What are you doing, dude? Just, all right, Clyde, we know who he is. We in New York. Could you calm down with him? There you go. It was almost embarrassing. And then going to talk about, well, he's definitely leaving the Knicks. I was like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? So anyway, I was like, well, Hartenstein's got a choice to make. If the Knicks made the Eastern Conference Finals, the Don knows what he got. The Don knows what he got. He got a championship. He got a championship team that ain't got no $50 million player on it. Hey, listen, how many of y'all knew some of us was all talking about what 2004 Detroit Pistons, wasn't we? Right? We were talking about 2004 Detroit Pistons. Wasn't we doing that? Hey, Jeff Abramson, wasn't we doing that though? We was talking about 2004 because they were like, we need a superstar. I said, no, actually you don't. You don't. And you could almost see like piece for piece comparison between the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons. Okay? Except I got to tell you, like Rip Hamilton was really, really good. I ain't going to front. But I mean, how many of y'all think like me? I think Jalen Brunson is better than the best player on that team. Jalen Brunson is better than the best player on the 2000. Missed the big shot. Okay, I got you. But Jalen Brunson is better than anybody on that team that was the best player. Okay, no joke. Okay, I'm not even trying. No joke. Okay, and then it was Tayshaun Prince, the skinny Tayshaun Prince, this light-skinned dude. You got OG. And for Wallace, monster in the middle. But you got two monsters. You got Hartenstein and you got Mitchell Robinson. Damn. And then Dante is more like Rip Hamilton. We got I don't care what anybody telling y'all. We got a team. We got a squad, man. We got a squad. Right. Precious now. Speaking of Precious. See, some of y'all know what I'm about to say. You got to bring ass to get ass, right? I mean, right? You can't just think you getting ass for nothing. You got to bring ass to get ass. So Precious, if you're talking about Mikal Bridges, you talk about 4 number ones, you talk about Bodega 44's expiring deal, and you're probably talking about Precious. Which, you know what I'm saying? Because they already got a 5. They already got a 5. They got a beautiful 5, a young 5 in Claxton. And they even got a pretty good 4. I think his name is Clowney. He's pretty good. I was watching him, and he's coming along too. They got a pretty good 4. And of course, we know they got an elite scorer in Cam Thomas. He could score. No defense, no Breno, but he could score. They're probably going to want Precious and Deuce. They're probably going to want Precious and Deuce. And Don ain't probably giving up both of them. He probably keeps Deuce. And he probably get less Precious, because Precious would start for the Brooklyn Nets. He would start for the Brooklyn Nets. I'm just telling you, y'all know I'm Deuce high, but I'm trying to think if I'm Sean Marks and I'm sitting over there in Brooklyn's office, right? And I'm going to hire Budenholzer to help my rebuild, right? So what am I going to do? So what do I want? All right, you're gonna come out your behind with the expiring money for Bogdanovich. Okay, I got that. What else you got? No, you ain't getting none of the Villanova crew. You already know that. And you don't need Mitchell Robinson because you got Claxton and Downey. So what do you want? You want a young player? And the 2 young players are Deuce and Precious. Now, I'm agreeing with y'all. I'd rather let Precious go than Deuce. Okay, I'd rather let Precious go than Deuce. And I think the Knicks feel that way, because Deuce would be their guy. I mean, the defensive stopper beside Cam Thomas. Oh, shoot. I'm not saying they're going to win no chip next year, but that's how you rebuild right there. You get Deuce McBride beside Cam Thomas, and shoot, you got something going, okay? Deuce becomes NBA Deuce. That was G League Deuce. So that's what they're going to want. But we're going to have to see how that works out. But I'm telling y'all, Mikal Bridges is going to be in play this summer. That's going to be interesting, right? So that's going to be in play this summer. The question is, we got the picks for the brother. We got the picks to make that happen. And we got the expiring money to make that happen. Yeah. So we're going to see. This is going to be very interesting. They're not giving up none of the Villanova triplets. They're not doing that. So you could take them off the table. They're not doing it. Okay, so we got to see what else. Would it be Hartenstein? They don't need Hartenstein. They got Claxton. They don't need Hartenstein. They got Claxton as the starting 5 over there. So they don't want our 5s. They want a wing. They want a guy that can start and play defense like Deuce, or they want a guy, a young player like a Precious Achiuwa. Okay. So So man, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So Claxton probably is, but they're going to keep him. He's a young stud, man. Claxton is very good 5. He's got really raw talent, but he's really farther along than the young guys his age. He's farther along. So they're not giving him up. They can rebuild with him, and Cam Thomas and start from there. They really could. So if I'm Marks and I'm rebuilding, that's how you got to think. I'm keeping the young pieces that's going to help me rebuild, So Jacob Toppin, no, they're not going to. Maybe they take Jacob, but I don't think that's what they're talking about. They want young talent, like somebody that, like I said, they want a Precious, somebody that's already proven themselves in a rotation. That'd be Precious and Deuce. That's what they're looking for. They would really want one of the Villanova kids, but they ain't giving up none of the Villanova kids. Brunson or Devo or Hart, none of them coming. Yeah, none of them coming. But if you're the Nets general manager, that's how you got to think. If you were the Nets general manager and your job is on the line now, so you're going to find out, okay, what am I going to get? What am I going to really talk to my ownership in terms of rebuild? What am I talking about? Okay. Trini says, what is all this hype for Mikal backfires? I don't know what you mean. You're saying if we acquired him, it would backfire? Stop drinking, understand basketball, and know what this brother can do on a championship team. Okay? Both at Villanova and at Phoenix. Phoenix ain't been the same since they traded him and Cam Johnson, because Mikal Bridges was the piece they needed. They did not need Beal. They needed to keep Bridges, and they messed up. See, like some of y'all trying to get the big names, they should have kept their boy, okay? And they didn't need Beal. See? So, And look where they at. Look where they at. Is Phoenix a top 4 team in the West? Is Phoenix a top 4 team in the West? Phoenix is in the play-in. Phoenix in the play-in. See what I'm saying? They needed to keep Bridges. That's the mess. That's where they messed up. They did the menace to society. You know you effed up right here. They should have kept that brother. So no backfire. Hell no. And he's 27. You know, anything can happen, right? I mean, anything can happen. Somebody can trip over something and get hurt. Anything can happen with any deal. But you're looking at Mikal Bridges. I'm telling you, man. The Knicks get him, it's a wrap. Okay? If the Knicks get him, it's a wrap. Now, I know what some of y'all also are thinking. And I understand the logic. Some of y'all are thinking, well, we got OG. He could play the 4. You get Mikal, he could play the 3. I know y'all thinking that. I get it. But 2 things. Number one, I don't know if Brooklyn wants Juju because he's a veteran player and he's going to be re-upped also. And so I don't know why they do that, but the Knicks also don't want to trade Juju. Okay. It would fit. I ain't going to front. You got Mikal Bridges at the 3, OG at the 4. Oh my gosh, man. That's ridiculous. You know, that's ridiculous. But it's a dream, and that's all it is. I don't think that would happen. See, yeah, I don't think that would happen. Yeah. We got to see what happens, man. But, oh man, oh man, we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting this summer. But for today, Chicago Bulls coming to play in Madison Square Garden. It is the league. We can't sleep on them. But let me just be honest with you. They're going to have a problem today. Chicago is going to have a problem today. That's all I'm saying. You can't sleep on them. You know, they can beat you on any given night. But this ain't any given night. This is the Knicks looking for the 2nd seed and win number 50. The last time the Knicks had 50 wins was 2012, 2013. That's 11 years ago. That's the last time the Knicks had 50 wins. And so by winning today, and you're talking about them winning with a day's rest at MSG, I'm afraid the Bulls are going to have a problem today. They're going to have a problem today. Yep, the Bulls are going to want to come in with payback. But the problem is, they're looking at a buzzsaw right now. That's the problem. Yep, they're going to come in looking for payback. There is no doubt. But Mitchell Robinson was looking really good. And then you're talking about Hartenstein. Oh, my gosh, man. And the Magic, yeah. Now, the Magic also. The Magic need to win to avoid the play-in. They need to beat the Bucks to avoid the play-in. Okay? If I'm the Bucks, I don't know. I'd rest some guys because what's the difference? You're going to end up the 3rd seed. What would they end up? The 3rd or the 4th seed? No worse than the 4th seed, right? The Magic is going to be fighting to get out of that play-in today. Let me see. What is Franz Wagner's status? Is he still questionable? Because he had an ankle issue for a couple of days. I want to see what is his status for today, because is he going to be playing or what? Let me just check, because if Franz Wagner is on the floor today with Paolo Banchero, let's see. Nope, it's only Wendell Carter, and Wendell Carter, he's in the Anthony Ambulance school. They can play without him. But so we kind of expect that. Plus they'll rest him for the playoffs. But they're not going to miss a beat without Wendell Carter. But if you telling me they got Franz Wagner playing with Paolo Banchero today and Jalen Suggs? Woo, Milwaukee's got a problem. Dame Dollar going to realize how old he is today. Dame Dollar going to realize how old he is today, because them kids are hungry. And they don't want to be in the play-in. They want to be in the playoffs. So, yeah, they're going to want this win today. It'll be their 47th win, which would be huge. I mean, again, Jamal Mosley, that's another guy. You got to give Jamal Mosley flowers. For real. This guy took this team, and I knew they were going to be good, but I didn't think it was sustainable for them to actually make the top 6. I thought 7, and that would have been huge. But 47 wins and knocking on the door of a top 6 seed. Yo, you gotta give Jamal Mosley his flowers, man. He really, Jamal Mosley, Daigneault, Tibbs, and the guy that coaches Minnesota, they all got to get their flowers, man, because it's hard to choose a coach of the year. I would go with the Oklahoma City guy because you going from all of those, losing seasons and high draft picks to turning it into, like Sam Presti's to do, turning it into top, like on number 1 in the West. So you got to give them guys credit. I was, like I said, Oklahoma City. I've had them. I watched Detroit and Oklahoma City because I pull for teams like that because they're in the West, number 1, or in the bottom of the East. But I like the rebuilding teams when I see good management. And Sam Presti's that dude, and so is the guy in Detroit. He just had some unfortunate situations, but he's starting to get it together now. They got the nucleus now. They're getting a nucleus. Okay. Yeah. So right now, if you're a Knicks fan, you got to be really happy. So let's see, right now, in terms of the playoff picture, in terms of the playoff picture, if the Knicks were the 2nd seed, they would play the 7th seed, which as of today is Philly. Oh, I'm liking that. Yeah, bring on Embiid. Let's do this thing, man. Let's do it. If the Knicks are the 2nd seed, we be playing Philly. Let's get this done, baby. I'm ready. Y'all ready? Let's do what we got to do. Okay, let's do what we got to do. We got no problem. Ain't scared of Philly. Flock of Philly. Let's do what we got to do. Okay, that's no problem. Look. There's no team in the East that we're afraid of. The closest is the Magic. And the Magic ain't seen playoff New York Knicks yet. They ain't seen playoff Brunson. They ain't seen playoff OG. They ain't seen playoff Mitch Rob. They ain't seen playoff Villanova crew. They good now. I ain't going front. But that's the only team that I have any slight concern about. The Magic, because the Magic, I'm telling you, the Magic are better than people think, man. People still sleeping on them. I am surprised at that. They very, very good team. Very well coached team. You don't sleep on them. You see? You sleep on them, they'll beat you behind. But that's it. And the Knicks can beat them. I'm not saying the Knicks won't beat them just because I give them that respect. I mean, the Knicks can't beat them now. Don't get carried away. Calm the fuck down. You know what I mean? Some people got carried away when I called Precious, Oakley 2.0. Now you ain't laughing no more, are you? Catch it. I'm telling you about the Orlando Magic. Catch it. Okay, they good. And they're going to get better. See? But aside from that, ain't nobody in the East I'm concerned about. Like nobody. And nobody. You can't tell me about nobody. Or Miami or Bucks or the Boston. You can't. I'm not worried about none of them. None of them. Okay? The Knicks can play with anybody. Anybody. The teams in the West are tougher. Oklahoma City, that's a team right there. Oklahoma City. Minnesota. Ant done turned into Jordan 2.0. Webb, thanks for the $5. Raw, what you think about giving up Rokas and rebuilding? Well, Rokas would be a piece that would definitely go. There's no doubt. He's going somewhere. And he's a good piece, man, but he ain't, he's a good rebuilding piece. Let's put it that way. To answer your question, Webb, yes, he would be going in there. Maybe that would be taking Deuce off the table and putting Rokas in there. Maybe that, you could do that, but we'll see what happens. Okay, let me see. Mr. Williams, thank you for the $5. McCall at 2, OG at the 3, but when OG gets hurt, McCall moves to the 3 and keep rolling. That's exactly right. They're going. They get McCall Bridges. I'm telling you, man. This is gonna be on. But I'm not worried about nobody in the East. Not nobody. Like I said, I give Magic because of their team in the matchup against the Knicks. They match up very well against New York. They just very well matched up. It's not sometimes the game, especially when you're talking about playoffs in the NBA, it's about the matchup. It's like with boxing, right? You could see a guy like Dante Wilder look like he was unbeatable, right? Until he met that big, tall white boy. That was a matchup that wasn't good for him. Okay? That way he should have left that alone. And that boy beat his behind because that matchup didn't work for him. Okay, so it's about matchups, and Orlando matches up very well with the Knicks. They match up very well. Okay, position for position. Again, I'm not saying the Knicks wouldn't beat them. I'm not saying the Knicks wouldn't beat them, but don't sleep on them. Because you sleep on a team, they'll beat you in the playoffs, especially in the league. Don't sleep on nobody. They'll beat you. Okay. So the Magic got a squad, but in general, they match up just like the Knicks. Have y'all noticed? Of course, I know y'all all noticed that. The Knicks match up well against Boston. Y'all hear what I'm saying? The Knicks match up well against Boston. As good as Boston is, if you give us our whole crew and you give Boston their whole crew, I like our chances. I don't care who it is. You bring in KP. Oh, we got OG, and we got Hartenstein, and we got Mitch Rob. Oh, Jalen Brown. Oh yeah, Hart. Oh wait a minute, Tatum, OG. Okay, Derek White, Dukes, and Dante. Man, look, they got a nice team. You can't tell me the Boston ain't the best team in the league. 62 wins is 62 wins. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. They're the best team in the league, but the Knicks match up well with them. The matchup for the Knicks is favorable. That's the same thing with the Knicks and Orlando. The Knicks are the better team, but Orlando matches up very well with the Knicks. That's what I'm saying. It's a game of matchups in the playoffs. And as you know, in the playoffs also, it's half court. It's half court. It's ball control. It's defense and rebounding. See, that's why Tibbs, that's all he talks about. Rebounding, defense, low turnovers, and he built him and the Don built this team for the playoffs. Okay, so the Knicks match up well with Boston, and Orlando matches up well with the Knicks. It's going to be interesting because right now, if Orlando finishes in the 5th seed, which is very likely, they would play Cleveland in the first round. And that's going to be an exciting series to watch. If they play Cleveland in the first round. And look here, I'm going to have to be honest with y'all on this one too. Look, if they play Cleveland in the first round, and Cleveland has the home court with Donovan Mitchell healthy, and they lose to Orlando, I don't want to hear none of y'all talk about Donovan Mitchell. I don't want to hear none of y'all talk about Donovan Mitchell at all. I don't want to hear it. No. Him and his crew better beat the Magic. They better beat the Magic. Okay? Because then you would see a record of Donovan Mitchell losing in the first round multiple times, both with Utah and with Cleveland. So they better beat the Magic. They have to. If they don't beat the Magic, I'm not saying Cleveland has to go to the finals. I'm saying they better get out in the first round. If they lose to the Magic in the first round, don't talk to me about Donovan Mitchell. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. None. No. I don't care where he goes. I don't want to hear about him in MSG. I'll take my Dante DiVincenzo. Thank you. I'll take Dante. Thank you. I'll take Dante DiVincenzo. We good. Forget it. No, he better get out the first round. He better get out the first round. That's all I'm saying. Don't come in here losing in the first round for like the umpteenth year. Okay? I think Donovan Mitchell's been out the first round only 1 year. Something like that. Nah, I'm bad. I don't want to hear it. Give me Dante. You can keep walking, man. Go to Brooklyn. Maybe go to Brooklyn. They'll help you out. Nah, yes, I'm saying. Yeah, so I gotta give MVP would either be, like you said, Peace G's, Tatum, because they're the best team in the league and he's the best player on the best team, or really everybody gonna be looking at the Joker. And I know they're gonna be looking at the Joker. But the truth is, to me, you're talking about Jason Tatum or you're talking about Anthony Edwards. To me, you're talking about Jason Tatum or Anthony Edwards, because Minnesota's in the top. Minnesota right now, they tied for the top spot in the West. They tied with Oklahoma City. So you're talking about really Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Really, you're talking about Ant. You're talking about Joker. Those are three. And then on the East, you're talking about Jason Tatum. And then it's a long list, including Jalen Brunson. But Jason Tatum, to me, is the guy. Right. You can go SGA because you can't go wrong. To me, the MVP is not just the guy that's really, really good. It's the guy that helps a team win, and they win. That's your MVP. So Tatum is the best player on the best team. So that would be Tatum on one side. But on the other side, you got three-way tie: Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and Denver. So now you're talking about the Joker. You're talking about Anthony Edwards. And you're talking about SGA. Those are your MVPs right there. So I'm picking one of them, and it depends. Now, PGs, I want to say this. If Boston loses in the first round, forget Jason Tatum. That's all I'm saying. If Boston loses in the first round, oh yeah, no. You can't lose in the first round. You can't. Boston really is a failure unless they get at least to the Eastern Conference Finals. You made all the moves and you've been there before. If you don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals, your season's a failure. Okay? Your season is a failure. You need to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay? But the real is one of those four guys will probably be MVP. It'll be either SGA, Ant, Joker, or Tatum. That's going to be. I'm not saying that Jalen Brunson shouldn't be in the conversation, but being in the conversation is one thing. But actually, Jalen Brunson, if you were going to just base it on February and March and April, oh hell yeah, Jalen Brunson's MVP. But it's on the whole season, So we got to see those four guys. One of those four guys probably be MVP, and the coaches of one of those teams. It could be either the guy coaching Boston, Oklahoma City, Minnesota. They'd all be up for Coach of the Year, as well as Jamal Mosley, in my opinion. Jamal Mosley and Tom Thibodeau. But a lot of good coaches. The thing about it right now, one of the reasons I've been saying for like 2 months is that this season was going to come down to the last week. Remember, I've been telling you that. I said, some of y'all would say, some people said, Knicks need to throw in the season. I said, some of y'all, you really need to stop using them opioids and stop drinking that Irish Road, throwing the opioids down your throat and following it up with Wild Irish Road, because some of y'all were just tripping. But this was going to come down to the last game of the season, period. It was going to always do that. It was going to come down to the last game of the season. And that's where, and the reason is because there's an all-time level of parity in the NBA right now. There's an all-time level. That's why, brethren, the Big Three concept is played out. I've been telling you, the Big Three concept is played out. It's played out. Okay? It's played out. The Big Three concept is played out. You don't even think about that no more. We don't need no Big Three no more. You need a team that's built right. Look at Oklahoma City. Everybody on Oklahoma, except SGA, they got via trade when they traded Paul George, who some of you are still calling for. Because again, you need to stop drinking that Wild Irish Rose. That bad whiskey might be cheap. That bad wine might be cheap, right? But don't mess with it, man. Don't miss the Boston and all that. Don't get, spend a couple of dollars and get some good wine. You know what I mean? But don't that stuff messing with your head, right? No, forget Paul George. Forget him. No. But Oklahoma City traded him and got SGA. Then they drafted Giddey, both Jay Wills and J Dub, Chet Holmgren, and all the other crew they got. They drafted all them cats, man. They drafted all of them cats, okay? And they got a squad based on what they got. They based on their development, and they developed nicely, and they got a squad based on draft capital. The thing is about Oklahoma City, it ain't New York. Right, Dort, don't let me miss up. Dort, one of the best defensive players in the league. They drafted him. So what I'm saying is, Oklahoma City is one of the best places in the league to develop a team because ain't nobody there. See, when you in New York, you got the media and they're terrible. And then you got all the fans, armchair coaches second guessing every move a coach made. I mean, they're going – Tibbs can't even blow a fart without somebody tripping. Oh, fire him. He just farted. Fire him. Tripping, So, but Oklahoma City ain't nobody down there. So they can quietly develop, a nice team. Okay. They can develop a nice squad. And Presti's there going brilliant, man. He's brilliant. And he did it again. There you go. Presti has drafted 3 MVPs. Y'all know that, right? Sam Presti has drafted 3 MVPs already. Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. He's drafted 3 MVPs. And if SGA gets the MVP this year, he's going to draft 4 MVPs. Okay? Yeah, I shouldn't call. I'm not Josh Giddey with a D. He ain't Diddy. He ain't did it. And I don't care about the little white girl he was messing with, about his age anyway. Shit. The guy's 21 years old, right? The girl's what, 16, 17? That's what, like when they're 30 years old, that don't mean nothing, right? Forget that. He ain't as bad as Diddy Bitty. Diddy Bitty doing the bad thing. Diddy Bitty being the Sodom, triple like all kind of alphabet soup Sodom stuff. Diddy Bitty. No kitty. Yeah, so anyway. But Oklahoma City did it the right way. Okay. Miami, is always in the mix. They may not be as strong, but they're always in the mix because they do it the right way. Okay. Minnesota did it the right way. Now they drafted Ant and a couple of other, that young boy from Washington, the long young, about 6'9", that young boy from Washington they signed that they got him, they got Ant, and then they went and traded for Gobert. For real, that's another nice team, man. Denver, same thing. The Joker was drafted. Jamal Murray was drafted. They drafted Porter Jr. and they traded to get Aaron, whatever his name, Aaron on the other side. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. The Knicks, Jaden McDaniels, thank you. Jaden McDaniels. That's how Aaron Gordon, thank you, Craig. They traded Orlando to get Aaron Gordon, and Aaron Gordon in that system became a dude, man. And so now, before he was just a slam dunk guy, now he's a solid 4 for a championship team. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So, hey, Warren Franklin, what's up? D Nice. Yeah. I don't know about that, D977. It's the best player in the league. I don't think, it was popularity that got Joker 2 MVPs. He was the best player in the league, and he's still in that category. So if you gave it to LeBron, I agree with you. That's popularity contest because LeBron is not the best player in the league right now. So if you gave it to him, I'd say, yes, popular, but they ain't going to do that. It's going to be one of them dudes. It's going to be either Tatum, Joker, and or SGA. And I kind of favor SGA and Tatum, those two, because I'll tell you what, whoever ends up being number 1 in the West, that guy on that team is the MVP. So if it's Oklahoma City, it's SGA. If it's Minnesota, it's Ant. And if it's Denver, and they're a 3-way tie. Today's going to decide who's going to be number 1 in the West. So we're going to see. But that's who I would go for them. And I think that's what they're going to vote for. Okay. But All NBA is Brunson. Now, you know what though? How many of y'all think? I don't know how many games. Did OG play 65 games? If OG plays 65 games, do y'all think he should be All NBA defense? I think OG should be considered All NBA defense, and Deuce should be considered All NBA defense. He hasn't played, then he won't be considered. But if Deuce or OG, either of them play NBA, it gets 65 games, because Deuce has played 65 games. He just hasn't started 65 games, but he has played 65 games. Let me see here. How many games this cat played? Oh yeah, he's only played 49 games. So nah. He's only played 49 games. So he can't be considered. But Deuce should be considered All NBA defense. Yes, and I agree. Who's that? Malik, I'm agreeing with you too. So should Hartenstein. Both of them should be in the mix for there's 3 All NBA defensive teams. They should be in one of them. Both of them, Cat. Everybody in the league knows about both of them right now. Yeah, no. Brunson is a bad dude, no doubt. He is a bad dude, man. He is a bad dude. So yeah, so the Knicks should have at least 1 All NBA player, and I'm saying 2 All defensive players. OG is also in there, but he only played 49 games, so no, he can't be. Yeah. 30 minutes to game time. All right, thank you for that, Malik. So, Organic, Fanatic, what time are we doing the show with you today? Organic, what time are we doing the show with you today? What time are we doing that show today? 5. Okay, cool. Okay. I got to actually do my taxes today. Yeah, I'm probably going to do it. I'm going to be on for a limited time, maybe 7 o'clock until maybe 7. Then I'll come, right? Organic. I'm just telling you. So I'm going to be on Organic for that at 5 o'clock. And yeah, and then I'll be going because I got to do my taxes. See, when I am getting money from the U.S. government, I do my taxes this February. But when I got to pay, it's right now, 14th or 15th. That's when your boy. I hang on to the loot as long as I can before I give it to them. So that I got to do the taxes today, and I got some work to do. But also, I want to shout out Organic Fanatic and my man Imani Prakash. They coming to my dad's funeral, man. That's big time. I want to thank all of y'all for all the love. It's unbelievable. All the love y'all showed in for Raw, man, for my pops, man. That was big time, big time. I'm so overwhelmed, honestly, overwhelmed at the love that has come out of Knicks Nation for my pops, very much. So yeah, so they're coming to the funeral, man. That's big time. That's big time. They're coming to the funeral, man. So that's big time, man. Yeah, for real, Malik. It's something else, man. They come, and them brothers are real homies, man. Real for real, ride or die homies, no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. So thank you all for the love. I just want to make sure I say that again. Thank you for the love. My daddy rested in peace, man, and he's gonna rise in power. That's all I'm saying. He rested in peace. I was there. He's gonna rise in power. It's all good. See, and so it was hard before, and it's still hard sometimes. You do break down at odd times because of my father, but overall, I'm so relieved that he's not in pain no more. And I know he's gonna come up out that grave when it's time. He's gonna bust out that casket. I ain't worried about it, and I'm very thankful for him having peace and me being able to spend like the last 2 years down here in Florida with him. It was 2 years ago, April, this month, that I came down here. Yeah, so it's a blessing, man. So I'm really just thankful, and I know that dust is gonna be called up. Don't let me get to preaching, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be good, man. Yeah, so he's gonna be back. I'm not worried about that. When I kissed him after he died, and I said, "I'll see you soon, Pop." That's what I said. I said, "Pop, I'll see you soon. Rest in peace. It won't be long. I'll see you soon." And that's the truth about it. Yeah, that's right. AP. Let's get this 5-0. And I ain't talking about the police. I ain't talking about the po-po. Let's get the 5-0. We ain't talking about po-po. Right? Let's get this 5-0. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. We ain't talking po-po. We talking 5-0. That's right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's get this thing done, man. Let's get this 50. Let's get this 50. Let's get this 50. So the game starts in a little while. I bought me some chicken. I just had to come back from Costco, and I rushed over here, and I'm gonna eat me some chicken. I got some. What is it? 2016. Where's that dude? Port. Where's HP Carlos? He ain't here. I got some 2016 vintage port. We gonna have some of that with the chicken and stuff. That's all I'm saying. Now, I can't go out shooting today, but we're gonna see what happens, man. We're gonna see what happens. I can't go out shooting today, but I'll hopefully catch it this week. My son is coming for the funeral from Minnesota. Me and him gonna be out the range for real. So that's gonna be cool, man. That's gonna be cool. But yeah. Thank you all for the love. Let's get this 50. Let's get this 5-0. No vegan burger. I ate my share of vegan burgers. I was a vegan for 20 years. Man. I did, but now not no more. No, not no more. And I don't speak against nobody. If you vegan, blessings to you, man. If you vegan, I'm not gonna speak against you. I'm not vegan. I'm gonna enjoy this chicken today. We gonna get busy right now, yo. Let's get this 50. Later on, let's celebrate with my man, Organic Fanatic Knicks. Let's do that. That's right. Let's celebrate. Get this thing done, man. Let's get this thing done. Shoot this up the paper. That's a good one about real. I should get some targets with Celtics on it, right? That's what I'm saying right there. That's exactly right. That's exactly right, man. That's right. Hey, above the rim. That's the quote of the day, man. That's pretty good, daggone. I ain't gonna front. That's pretty daggone good. Get that Celtic paper. Kapla, kapla. Fill it with holes, man. There you go. All right. You had to start getting some wins beef. Hey, what part of the world you in? This brother be traveling. He be in Norway. He be in this brother. I'm surprised. I'm glad I caught you in New York when you was there. There going, you be traveling. Like, where are you in the world? Were you in there? Malaysia today? Shoot, there going. Or beef be floating, man. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate that. Thank you, Keith. Ah, man, love to you, Corey. Love to you. Love to all of y'all, man. Oh, you're in Virginia Beach. Okay. Down there with my son. My other son is coming too. He's coming Thursday. He's coming from Norfolk, yeah. He's coming from Norfolk. And my other son coming from Minnesota. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. There's no doubt we're gonna do our thing, man. We're gonna do our thing. Y'all, please enjoy this game. Be safe out here. You know, some nuts running around out here. Be safe out here, especially you driving. There's big epidemic of carjackings going on in major cities all over the country, in Philly, in New York, and different in New York, Brooklyn, New York, Bronx, New York. It's happening everywhere. Happening down here in Florida, in Miami, in Orlando. It's happening all over, man. Tampa, big epidemic of carjackings. Okay, these dudes getting crazy out here. Make sure you safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Okay. And if somebody's following you home, keep on driving and get to the nearest police station. Okay. And you know what you got to do if they corner you. You know. But try to get to the nearest police station. People out here tripping. If you're going to get gas, please be careful. People are desperate out here. Desperate to, grab your gun. I'm sorry. Grab your car. Excuse me. They're desperate to grab your car. So be careful out here because it's really, really crazy. Okay. Be careful. All right, keep your head on swivel. Ain't no place safe no more. Ain't no place safe. I don't care what neighborhood it is. Ain't no place safe out here. None. They will catch. They will try to get you no matter where you at. Okay. One of the nurses took care of my daddy. I told y'all, man. She showed up to work to take care of my daddy, and she had a bullet hole in the driver's side of the car. And I said, "What happened?" And she said, "I went to go get some gas, and they tried to take my ride." See, that's what I'm saying. It is no safe place no more. Be careful out here, especially at night. See, daytime it could bust out too, but please, at night, please try to get your gas and stuff in the day. Don't get it at night, okay? Because that's when these fools get out here. So yeah. Oh yeah, man. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah, but be careful. Okay, be careful out here. Enjoy the game. We'll be back with Organic, my homie, and then we'll be talking about that at 5:00. Hopefully, a Knicks number 50th win, 5-0, 5-0, and no popo. We'll be all right. Shalom to y'all.